Consequences. Jey Uso will face for rejoining the OG Bloodline. Real reasons why Dominik Mysterio beat Damian Priest on Raw. Bronson Reed reacts to getting Seth Rollins hospitalized. The Wyatt 6 kidnapped The Miz. SmackDown sees an increase in ratings. Oba Femi's current status amid a main roster call-up. Major changes to Jacob Fatu's WWE future. The Rock's WrestleMania 41 plans still remain unclear. Let's dive right in. Real reasons why Dominik Mysterio beat Damian Priest on Raw. The latest edition of WWE Monday Night Raw had an unpredictable ending. Judgment Day's Dominik Mysterio pulled off a stunning victory over former World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. However, Dom, in a way, stole the win. His stablemates, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Carlito, and JD McDonough, interfered, but Priest was ready, and he attacked them. Later, Morgan and Rodriguez distracted Priest from outside the ring, and this was enough for Dominik to roll him up for the win. Damian Priest was nothing but incensed with the loss. He thrashed Carlito and Dirty Dom after losing the match. He looked visibly upset, knowing that it was the end for him for the time being to stake a claim for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. However, there are also valid reasons why the company booked Dom against Priest on Raw's main event. Number 1. Priest is out of the title scene, and CM Punk versus Gunther could be on for Survivor Series. Damian Priest losing the match to Dominik eventually shuts the door for him against Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Further, Dominik Mysterio might have won the match, but he is most certainly not going to be Gunther's challenger at Survivor Series. This paves the way for CM Punk, who shall now narrow his view on Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk is done with his feud with Drew McIntyre after beating him at Bad Blood in a Hell in a Cell match. He is currently on a hiatus to heal from injuries he sustained during his match against McIntyre. However, the straight-edge superstar might return right after WWE Crown Jewel to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. As Damian Priest is out of the race, Drew McIntyre has not been around for some time, and Seth Rollins is engaged in battle with Bronson Reed, Punk remains the only superstar to challenge Gunther at Survivor Series. Number 2. To prove Finn Balor he's capable of beating world champions. Another possible reason why Dirty Dom defeated Priest on Raw might be to show his capability to his Judgment Day member Finn Balor. The Prince wasn't pleased when General Manager Adam Pearce announced Dominik's match against Damian Priest. He told Dom to stay careful as he has personal experience fighting the Archer of Infamy. Dominik, on the other hand, only told his teammates that he could overcome this challenge. So, this victory allows Dirty Dom to show Finn Balor that he is capable of beating world champions, and this would further infuriate one half of the World Tag Team Champion. Number 3. Finn Balor could turn on Dominik. This victory might also have been accorded to Dom to build his storyline with Finn Balor. Balor is certainly not pleased with Dominik, and there are signs that he might exit the Judgment Day soon. So this win for Dominik might make Balor turn on his teammate. He could cost Dom his World Heavyweight Championship match against Gunther, setting up their new rivalry. Balor would then be out of the Judgment Day. The former WWE Universal Champion had betrayed Priest at SummerSlam, and it won't be a surprise if he stabs his protege Dominik in the back. Number 4. Dominik gets a taste of a WWE World Heavyweight title match against Gunther. Dominik Mysterio taking on Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship would be a tremendous boost to his career. This might have been another reason why Triple H booked Dirty Dom for a win over Damian Priest. While it's certain that Dominik won't be winning the title anytime soon, it would still add to the star's merits. Competing against a world-class athlete like Gunther, for whom even a WWE legend, The Undertaker, has spoken well, would be a cherishing opportunity for Dominik Mysterio. Gunther is slated to face WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel Championship at the Marquee event in Riyadh on November 2nd. Maybe Dominik Mysterio plays the spoiler for him against Cody, and that would lead the two to a match before Survivor Series. Bronson Reed reacts to getting Seth Rollins hospitalized. Bronson Reed has been feuding with Seth Rollins for the past few months, and it all came to a head during Raw this week when Reed ended up sending Rollins to the hospital after a brutal attack, and now he has reacted to the same. As seen during the October 28th episode of WWE Raw, Seth Rollins stepped into the ring to confront Bronson Reed. Reed wasn't interested in a verbal showdown, and instead invited Rollins to a brawl in the parking lot, and the fight escalated quickly. Rollins initially gained the upper hand by slamming Reed's head onto a car hood. However, Reed retaliated, lifting Rollins and executing a powerful Death Valley driver from the bed of a truck onto a stack of tables. Rollins was left injured and unable to continue, and WWE announced that Rollins had been taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Following Monday Night Raw, Bronson Reed took to Twitter and commented on a clip of the intense moment, as he stated that he isn't a monster, but he called himself the best super heavyweight wrestler in the world. "I'm not a monster. I'm the best super heavyweight wrestler in the world." Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed are set to square off against each other in a singles match at Crown Jewel on November 2nd, but considering Seth Rollins' current health status, fans remain concerned if he can even compete this week. Therefore, it remains to be seen if Rollins will be able to make it in time for the match. Do you believe Bronson Reed has been dominating Seth Rollins so far in their feud? The Wyatt 6 kidnapped The Miz. Things haven't been going well for The Miz since he betrayed R-Truth last month, as he truly has no one to back him up anymore. Following the events of Raw this week, it appears the Wyatt 6 kidnapped The Miz. During the October 28th episode of WWE Raw, Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt 6 made a bold move, capturing The Miz. Earlier, The Miz had been searching for Uncle Howdy, unaware that he was being hunted himself. After betraying R-Truth and aligning himself with the Final Testament, The Miz quickly regretted his decision upon learning that Uncle Howdy had put him on the faction's hit list. In a desperate move to save himself, Karrion Kross ordered The Miz to locate Bo Dallas rather than attempting to flee, leaving The Miz scrambling to track Howdy down. WWE shared a Raw Talk clip on Twitter where The Miz was seen backstage making a panicked call to WWE headquarters, trying to get Dallas's contact info. Frustrated, he even asked the New Day for help, but they turned him away. Moments later, as he entered his trailer, Dexter Lumis was there waiting and captured him for the Wyatt 6. Looks like there's some trouble in paradise. Meanwhile, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods were too busy arguing over a missed title shot to notice. Now that the Wyatt 6 have captured their target, fans are eager to see what's next as things don't look good for the A-lister at the moment. Did you ever expect to see The Miz getting kidnapped by the Wyatt 6 after Raw this week? SmackDown sees an increase in ratings. Friday Night SmackDown continues to dominate as WWE's flagship show, drawing in a significant weekly audience with its latest episode sparking considerable discussion and excitement. According to WrestleNomics, the October 25th edition of Friday Night SmackDown saw an increase in viewership, attracting 1.418 million viewers, as the previous week's show received 1.378 million viewers. Moreover, the show achieved a 0.43 rating in the key 18 to 49 demographic, an increased decrease from the previous week's 0.42. This week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown saw Motor City Machine Guns capturing the WWE Tag Team Championship by defeating Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, Jey Uso reuniting with Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns, and many other such memorable moments throughout the show. Stay tuned for more updates on WWE's Friday Night SmackDown as it continues to deliver thrilling moments and capture the attention of wrestling fans worldwide every single week. Are you glad to see how this week's SmackDown ratings turned out? Oba Femi's current status amid a main roster call-up. Oba Femi, a rising star in WWE, has been the center of speculation following his performance at NXT's Halloween Havoc Premium Live event. After dropping the NXT North American Championship to Tony D'Angelo, Femi failed to reclaim the title at Halloween Havoc, sparking rumors of a possible transition to WWE's main roster. Fans have been buzzing about the possibility of Femi's debut on Monday Night Raw, with reports suggesting that the powerhouse may have said his goodbyes to the NXT roster. Mark of PWN fueled the speculation on Twitter, posting, "Rumors are circulating that Oba Femi said his goodbyes last night at Halloween Havoc to the NXT roster. The belief is that he may be WWE Raw bound, potentially as early as tonight. What are your thoughts, if true?" However, Corey Brennan of Fightful offered a more cautious take. Brennan noted that, while rumors persist, there's no solid confirmation yet of Femi's move to Raw. Asking about this but haven't heard anything to suggest Oba is coming up. Many in NXT see him as next in line for the title, Brennan tweeted. With Monday Night Raw taking place in Hershey, PA, there's certainly a chance for NXT stars to make special appearances. Brennan pointed out that Femi has been considered a future WWE champion since his North American title reign, indicating a long-term investment in his development. He also clarified that, as of Halloween Havoc, there have been no official farewell moments for Femi, something that has become a tradition for NXT call-ups, often involving producers, Shawn Michaels, and roster members with moments captured for social media. What I know about the Oba Femi rumor so far: with Raw being in Hershey, there's undoubtedly an opportunity to debut bring-in NXT stars for one-time appearances. Oba has long been viewed as a future WWE champion internally, as far back as winning the North American title. As of Halloween Havoc, I have not heard of anyone saying goodbyes, but am currently inquiring further. Many in NXT see him as the man to dethrone Trick, most likely at NXT Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania weekend. Additionally, people don't just say goodbye when they leave NXT. All recent call-ups have had big moments with producers, HBK, other roster members, and more, and most have had it filmed for social media. The speculation continues to swirl. Will Oba Femi step into the spotlight on Raw tonight, or will he stay in NXT to challenge Trick Williams for the title at NXT Stand and Deliver during WrestleMania weekend? Fans eagerly await answers, knowing that whether he makes his mark on Raw or continues his ascent in NXT, Femi's future in WWE is bright. What are your thoughts on Oba Femi's future in WWE? Do you think he's ready for the main roster? Major changes to Jacob Fatu's WWE future. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi recently made a huge prediction about Jacob Fatu's future. He believes that the Samoan werewolf will turn babyface for a potential feud against Bron Breakker. During Breakker's rematch against Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw, the former came face-to-face with Fatu after the Bloodline's interference. The interferences led to Braun defeating the Yeet Master for the Intercontinental Championship and regaining the title. While speaking on his Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast, the Samoan Stinker predicted Jacob to turn babyface and believes that the WWE Universe will play a major role in that. Well, there you go. Could it be that Jacob go babyface? Even if he were to put him against, I'm just gonna say, Bron Breakker. If they put Jacob against Bron Breakker, I can almost tell you probably people are going to turn Jacob babyface, Rikishi said. WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray believes that the Stamford-based company has planted the seeds for a feud between Bron Breakker and Jacob Fatu after their recent confrontation on Monday Night Raw. While speaking on the Busted Open Radio podcast, the 53-year-old veteran discussed the face-off between the two superstars. The moment of that main event on Raw was when Bron Breakker and Jacob Fatu got face-to-face right in front of the announcer table on the floor. That stare-down, that walking close together, getting right there, before Jey Uso threw himself through the ropes and dove sick onto the both of them. But that moment, that was the planting of a seed moment, Bully Ray said. The Samoan werewolf was recently in action at the Bad Blood 2024 Premium Live event, where he teamed up with Solo Sikoa to take on Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in a tag team match. This marked Fatu's first loss in the company after Reigns pinned Sikoa. At Crown Jewel 2024, Jacob could be in action in the announced 6-man tag team match between the original Bloodline and the new Bloodline. The Rock's WrestleMania 41 plans still remain unclear. The Rock made a surprise appearance at WWE Bad Blood, leaving fans buzzing about what this might mean for WrestleMania 41. Addressing the rumors swirling around his absence from WrestleMania, The Rock took to Instagram stating, "Don't listen to that bull." Sources from WWE confirmed to Fightful that the company remains a priority for him, and he will continue to make appearances when his schedule allows. High-ranking officials told Fightful that The Rock views himself as part of the family and will be involved sporadically whenever possible. There's also internal chatter about The Rock potentially appearing at the first-ever WWE Raw on Netflix from the Intuit Dome. Though nothing is confirmed, sources say there's optimism within WWE that he could be there. As for the speculation that The Rock ruled out a WrestleMania appearance, WWE sources mentioned they have no idea where that rumor originated. Those contacted said they have not heard any concrete information about whether or not The Rock will be involved in the event. One WWE source mentioned that planning 6 months ahead with The Rock is challenging because he tends to prioritize his career on his own terms. A WWE producer also shared that if The Rock decides to show up on short notice, he will, and no one would stand in his way. Multiple sources emphasize that as of now, no internal communication suggests that The Rock is ruled out for WrestleMania. Regarding his WWE Bad Blood appearance, sources revealed it wasn't heavily planned in advance. The idea of The Rock showing up only became realistic a few weeks before the event, leading to the main event featuring Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes in a tag team match. WWE reportedly received confirmation of The Rock's involvement just days before the show. With his unpredictable nature and sporadic appearances, fans are now left wondering whether The Rock will play a role in the grand spectacle of WrestleMania 41. Consequences: Jey Uso will face for rejoining the OG Bloodline. Jey Uso reunited with Jimmy Uso this past Friday night on WWE SmackDown. The veteran lost the Intercontinental Championship to Bron Breakker in the main event of last week's episode of WWE Raw. The 39-year-old interfered in the Bloodline's WWE Tag Team Championship defense against Motor City Machine Guns on SmackDown, costing his former faction the titles. After the match, he hugged Jimmy Uso as Roman Reigns watched from the entrance ramp. Here are 5 consequences Jey Uso could face for rejoining the original Bloodline. Number 1. Jey Uso could ruin his friendship with WWE Raw star Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn confronted the Usos backstage on Raw tonight. The Yeet Master asked Jimmy Uso to leave them alone so they could have a conversation, The former honorary Uso questioned why Jey would want to return to the Bloodline after everything Roman Reigns had put him through. Uso got frustrated with Zayn's questioning and suggested that he didn't understand because he wasn't a part of their family. The Bloodline betrayed Zayn at Royal Rumble 2023 after he refused to hit Kevin Owens with a steel chair. Zayn and Owens defeated the Usos to become champions in the main event of Night 1 of WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles. Sami likely still holds a grudge against the Bloodline for betraying him in the past, which might cause the end of his friendship with Jey Uso. Number 2. The veteran's singles run is now over. Jey Uso captured the first singles championship of his career last month on WWE Raw. He defeated Braun Breaker on the September 23rd episode of the Red Brand, but his reign as Intercontinental Champion only lasted 28 days. The former champion has decided to reunite with Jimmy Uso and potentially Roman Reigns to combat the new version of the Bloodline. As a result of that decision, he will likely not be competing as a singles star anytime soon. Number 3. Sami Zayn could turn heel to reunite with Kevin Owens to battle the Usos. Kevin Owens turned heel earlier this month and attacked Cody Rhodes in the parking lot following WWE Bad Blood. The prize fighter also went after Randy Orton with a backstage attack on a recent edition of SmackDown and will be squaring off against the Viper at Crown Jewel this Saturday. Sami Zayn lost the Intercontinental Championship to Braun Breaker at SummerSlam in August and has been floundering lately on the Red Brand. Zayn could decide to reunite with Kevin Owens and potentially have another clash with the Usos down the line. Number 4. Uso is now the enemy of Solo Sikoa. The Bloodline has caused a lot of friction in Jey Uso's family. Jimmy betrayed him last year at SummerSlam 2023 and helped Roman Reigns win the Tribal Combat match. This resulted in the former Intercontinental Champion exiting the faction and jumping to WWE Raw to become a singles star. Solo Sikoa is also the brother of the Usos in real life, and once again, issues within the Bloodline have caused strained relationships in the veteran's family. By reuniting with the original members of the faction, Jey has become the enemy of his brother once again. It took the Usos months to patch up their differences, and only time will tell how long it will take to repair the relationship with Sikoa. Number 5. The former champion could have issues with Randy Orton on WWE SmackDown. Randy Orton and Jey Uso had a conversation last November on WWE Raw. The Legend Killer warned him not to get involved in his business with the Bloodline and noted that they would be on good terms as long as that was the case. Orton could take issue with Jey Uso's decision to return to the faction and may reference the conversation the two stars had last year. Following his rivalry with Kevin Owens, Orton could confront Jey Uso on WWE SmackDown and note that the issues between them now have to be resolved since he returned to the faction. The Usos defeated Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, RK Bro, on the May 20th, 2022 edition of SmackDown. Orton missed over a year of action due to a back issue following the match, and could decide to hold Jey Uso accountable after he reunited with his brother on WWE SmackDown.